making praline pecans, however you want to say it. It's a southern treat. I love pralines ice cream, pralines and cream, but they're like candied pralines. This is a candy. It does not need the thermometer, so I am going to go ahead and measure everything out so we can work fast. We got our 2 cookie sheets lined with parchment paper and a nice heavy bottom pot to make the candy in. Let's get going. Okay, I got everything kind of ready so we can work fast. We have 1.5 cups of wheat. We're using whole pecans. A 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. A 1/4 cup, which is a 1/2 stick of butter. I went ahead and just sliced
salted butter.
Yeah, we were using salted butter. 1 cup of powdered sugar. 1 cup of brown sugar packed. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. To put our butter in a saucepan. And turn on medium heat. What's that on?
Also just to put our whipping cream in there.
Our whipping cream, 1/3 cup. And our brown sugar. And our brown sugar. And we're gonna stir it up. And it says, what does it say? Bring to a boil. Mix together and let it all melt up. Makes like a caramel.
Bring it to a boil over medium heat.
Set a timer and boil only for 1 minute.
So once it's all melted and it's boiling away, boil for 1 minute.
I'm gonna boil on the edges so it's not melted away.
There's a towel.
Use the thick bottom, the heavy bottom. The heavy bottom pan. Sorry, I don't want to.
Heavy bottom pans.
With the caramel sauce. Just tell me when to set the timer for a minute. Starting to melt, it still looks creamy.
Butter disappeared. Just on the edges still.
There we go. You can see it in my picture.
Now it's boiling.
Minute.
Yep.
You want to set a timer for 1 minute, it says.
1 minute and like heavy print.
Yeah, it was in heavy print. And then what do we do?
It's almost italics. You stir in the.
We turn it off the power, right? Then after the minute's up, we remove it from the heat, immediately whisk in the powdered sugar and gently stir in the pecans and vanilla extract, working quickly until smooth. Allow it to thicken and cool slightly, but this only takes about a minute. You do not want the mixture to get too cool and begin to harden in the pot. If by chance it does, it says you can use a tablespoon of hot milk or warm milk and stir until it's creamy again. Alright, so you want the whisk? Is this one the one for corners? That we removed from the minutes up.
Turn the heat off.
Turn the heat off.
Plop in the.
Powdered sugar. Whisk. And then we're going to gently stir in the vanilla extract and this pot the pecans,
these.
and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Gently stir in.
Gently stir.
Yeah, I said gently. I guess not to break.
All right.
Because now we're gonna slightly let it cool. Only about a minute, it says.
What are you supposed to do? Make cookies out of it?
You plop it into little plops.
Looks like you could put more pecans in there.
Yeah, it does. Are you gonna?
Or for some halves. I know we're just eating them.
Yeah. Because otherwise we're gonna have lots of just sugar caramel. Just pour it all in there. Looks like it had enough stuff. But we gotta stir that in. To thicken. We have our pans ready. That looks ugly, doesn't it?
You put water on it?
Yeah. You think that'll mess up the cooking? Okay, I think it's time to start plopping. This 8 spoon. It should make 24. You might want to turn yours.
Too big?
Yeah, and it'll look like that'll make 24. Oh, did we let it get too thick? Oh, yeah. Some of these aren't going to have pecans in them. A big spoon like this is hard to... Looks like a caramel fudge.
Quick fudge.
Yeah. Didn't make 24.
There's just extra cream. You can plop that off onto the side of those.
Oh, yours are already big. Oh, yeah, yours are ready. I would think that you could break these up and put them in stuff like on ice creams and... It tastes like Cracker Barrel stuff. Like old-fashioned candy. I get the pot. Good. Pure sugar bomb.
It's pure sugar.
And then what's it say? We reduced it to 1 pan because we had to taste test them, but they're getting harder and harder, and they taste different as they get harder. But I'm gonna plate them. They'll cool quicker. Look how they come right up. Oh yeah. Had like this little piece. It's nice because it just like melts in your mouth.
Absolute sugar bomb.
It is.
And fat.
Yeah, the heavy whipping cream and the
Heavy whipping cream,
butter.
Salt. Sugar.
All that good stuff.
Pretty good as the nut itself.
There we go, guys.
They're so good.
They are so good. I'm gonna break one open for you. You see? Just like broke open like that. A+ 100. Yay. We're making toffee cracker squares with pecans. And instead of graham crackers, because I don't have any, which I know is traditional, but there's a lot of snacks you can make with regular saltines. And that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna try this out with regular saltines, put the toffee on top, sprinkle it with pecans. Need a 10 by 13 dish lined with parchment paper. Kind of just pinch these until I'll take them off once I get my crackers in. It'll hold them down then. Sprayed it with I sprayed it with spray. We're gonna preheat our oven to 350. And first we're gonna line our dish. I'm not sure how many it's gonna take, so I got 2 out just in case. Probably won't take more than 2. We're gonna line our dish with crackers and break them as needed. I doubled them up. 2 layers. It took about a sleeve and a quarter. You can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 24 times 2, so 48 crackers. That's what I got. Set that aside. We're gonna work on our caramel sauce. Work on our toffee. We want a cup of chopped pecans. These are halves, so I'm gonna cut them down a little bit and then measure out the cup. That's a little more than a cup before I chop. I got a little rough chop on them. Now I'm gonna work on the toffee caramel sauce stuff. Okay, first we're gonna melt up the butter a tad, add the half cup of brown sugar, let that melt and cook. And then we'll add in the vanilla and salt. Pour that over our saltines and then sprinkle them with our pecans. So let's get the butter added. Okay, I cut up my butter into little slices just to help it melt better. 2 sticks, 1 cup. It's a lot of butter, but that's what makes toffee. Toffee. I don't make this often, usually around the holidays. Now we'll get that cooking and add our brown sugar. I'm gonna put a medium low. Starting to melt up. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my half a cup of packed brown sugar. This is light brown sugar. I don't know that it super matters. I'm gonna mix that up. Keep stirring until it's melted. And once it comes to a boil, we'll stir it and turn it off. Keep stirring. I can feel it changing a little bit. It's not boiling yet. Starting to get bubbles. Let it go to, I've heard different things, like letting it boil for 3 minutes, but if I let it get to, it doesn't say in the directions, a full rolling boil, I think that'll be good. Starting. Alright. I think that's good. We're gonna turn that off. Heat. We're gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. These are saltines I'm using, and I use salted butter, so I'm gonna give it a little stir before I add the vanilla, because vanilla makes funny reactions to things. Our homemade vanilla, friend made us. A teaspoon. Look how it makes it bubble more. I'm gonna stir that up and then pour it over our crackers. See, it's changing it. I'm gonna stir it until the bubbles go away. And I think I got toffee. I love toffee. Score bars, and look at that. Pour it over, and then I'll make sure everything's all evenly coated. I have to use the spatula to make sure everything's good. And also to get it all out of my pan. I used my spatula to make sure all the crackers were coated. I'm hoping they seep through and hold my 2 layers together. And we're gonna sprinkle with the pecans. Okay, and don't forget to take our clips off. We don't wanna cook those. I'm gonna put that in the oven, 350 degrees for 9 to 11 minutes. I'm probably gonna go 11. All right, wanting me to make sure it's starting to get bubbly. Don't really see bubbly yet. Let it go a little bit longer. I pulled it out a little and the edges are getting bubbly over there, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it out and let it cool. See how it is getting bubbly. It's gonna be hot. It should harden. Like I said, I hope my crackers stick. I think it will. I'm excited. Right out of the pan. It's been cooling a little while. I might have to try some before it cools all the way. I can't help it. It spooned right up. See, it's still a little goopy. It's good. I'm glad I doubled. Somehow it's good. It'll cool completely. We're making candied pecan clusters. It'll make like 12 big cookies. We spread out a parchment paper or wax paper and we're gonna lightly spray it so when it gets done. And this will be done in the microwave. So you want a big enough dish that you can boil in. It will boil. We're gonna add everything. Takes 1 1/4 cup of pecan halves. Half a cup of packed brown sugar. See if I can do this. Half a cup of heavy whipping cream. Three tablespoons of butter. Half a cup of granulated sugar. We're gonna put the vanilla in after we cook it. We're gonna take a 1/4 cup of coarse sea salt. We're gonna put kosher salt sprinkles on the top. But we're gonna put a 1/4 teaspoon of coarse sea salt. This, of course, I have. Kosher salt will go on the top. This will cook in the microwave for a total of about 6.5 minutes. 1,000-watt microwave. We're gonna stir it or check on it at the 3-minute mark. You can lightly stir it. Make sure all the pecans are coated. It's gonna melt and boil, and we'll stir it again at 3 minutes. It will come to a boil. So I'm just gonna do 3 minutes. You wanna take it out at the 3-minute mark, use gloves, everything's hot, and we're gonna stir it. Make sure all your pecans are coated. Put it back in for another 3.5 minutes. I just wanted to show you how it is boiling. It's totally boiling. And that's why you wanted a deeper dish. Remember to use gloves. Caramel should have started thickening. You want to stir it, make sure all the pecans are coated. And if it needs a little more thickening, you can put it in up to 3 more minutes in minute increments. I'm gonna add another minute, I believe. I want it a little thicker. Okay. Oh yeah, it's a little thicker. And let that cool for just a few seconds, 10 to 15 seconds. Before we add our vanilla. You want to use pure vanilla extract. This is some homemade that a friend of ours made. You can see it has the vanilla bean in it. Or pure rum extract, a teaspoon. And then you'll stir it, heat it up, and then put it in spoonfuls. I don't have a cookie. How it bubbles after adding the extract. It really starts to thicken then. Should make at least 12. I have, what, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 it made. You want to make sure you get pecans in each of them. See, that one doesn't have a lot of pecans. I went out and got some of my caramel at the end, and you can see it was starting to thicken as I was putting it on. Then we're going to take some thick salt. I got some kosher salt and just sprinkle the top. Ew, that does look a lot thicker there. It's crazy how much thickened up. All right, then you let them cool. We'll come back and taste them. See, it's okay. I'll tell you how long I let them cool. Just like when making fudge or any candy, someone can scrape the bowl. Okay, it's only been 20 minutes, but I want one. We're gonna try one. You can kind of tell, you can see this up here is where I added it last, and it's whiter, cloudier. This one here is not as cloudy, and it looks like it's a little gooey still. I'm going to try this one. It should peel right off. Oh yeah, look at that. But it's a sugar bomb. But oh, so good. Candied pecan clusters, or caramel pecan clusters. Done in the microwave real quick. Sugar bomb. Enjoy. This is all that's left. I love them. I put them in this bowl and put them in the fridge. They're so good. Look, they're hard. Pralines. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Countdown to Christmas. Okay, we're making candied pecans. We got a pound of pecans. We're gonna use just the egg whites. I'll have to separate that. You need a gallon Ziploc. These are the measuring tools we need. It's 1 cup, a tablespoon, a teaspoon, and a half teaspoon. 2 teaspoons of water. We'll need 2 teaspoons of vanilla, half teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of cinnamon, and a cup of sugar. We'll put it all in here, shake it up, spread it out on either a ham sprayed cookie sheet or parchment paper, which I laid down parchment paper. And we gotta preheat the oven to 250. I gotta go a little higher to start. My oven is tricky. I'm hoping I can do this recipe. We'll see. I'm gonna separate the egg white. I'm just gonna crack this in half and then shake the yolk back and forth in the shell while the egg white falls into this bowl. Hopefully that's what'll happen. If the shell pops open right. Sometimes, most of the time it does. There we go. There are little equipment tools that you can get. Look, my egg yolk broke, but I think I got all the egg white. All right, thank you. So we're basically gonna put everything, let's see, put the sugar, cinnamon, and salt in a Ziploc. We have a cup of sugar right into here. We're gonna do a tablespoon of cinnamon. As you see, these measuring spoons are rectangular. They fit down into your spice bottles. Yay, that's why we did it. half a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna mix that up and then set it aside. We have that. We have 2 teaspoons of water already measured out. We're gonna put it in with the egg whites and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then we just whip that up lightly. Let's use my little frothy. Bowl here, I'm gonna pour my pecans in. Okay, and now we're gonna add our egg white mixture and try to make sure everything's good and coated. Just mix that all up in there. You wanna get it good and coated. You might have to even wanna get your hand in there and make sure you get every little piece. Plenty of liquid. We're gonna add the moist pecans into the Ziploc and toss the cover with the sugar mixture. I added those in. I'm gonna zip it up and just mix it all. Keep mixing it up until it's all evenly distributed or good and coated. And then pour out on your baking sheet. Spread that out. Oh yeah, these look pretty good. You want to get them as much as a single layer as you can. Put in oven and bake for 1 hour. Take them out and stir every 20 minutes though. Already cooked for 40 minutes. I took them out at the 20-minute mark and stirred them up. See, they just kind of move them around. I'm just going to stick them. I tasted one at 20 minutes. They're tasty. They're gonna do nothing but get like more toasted. You could lighten up on the sugar maybe. But I don't know, it's a pound. We have these pecans. Someone had given them to us, and so you still see some parts that are got a little moisture. I want those to get all dried out, but they'll crystallize and dry out as it cools too, probably. All right, so we're gonna put them back in for another 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes. All right, guys, it's been an hour, and these are tasty. Let them cool. They're not too hot to eat. Oh. They're so good. Enjoy. And we got pecans, candied. But today we're making pumpkin pecan cobbler. Here's a little bit of everything we're gonna use. Let's get to it. First off, we're gonna preheat the oven to 355. We buttered a 9 by 13 pan. We have one 15-ounce can. Where's that at? Yep, pumpkin puree. Gonna put that in a big bowl. To the pumpkin, you're also gonna add 1 cup of granulated white sugar. Gonna add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Gonna add 3 large eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to whisk this all together until nice and smooth. You may need to scrape the sides of the bowl. So it's all mixed together smooth. That's our wet ingredients we're gonna set aside. Get another bowl. We're gonna add our dry ingredients. 1 cup of flour, all-purpose flour. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Mix that together. Now we're gonna add our dry ingredients slowly to our wet ingredients and mix. I'm just spreading it out. And get your mixer back out if you want. I don't think it needs it. Mix that up very good, and then we're gonna pour it into our baking dish. We're going to melt a 1/2 cup of butter, a stick of butter. I'm gonna cut up in small pieces, put it in here, and melt it for about 33 seconds in the microwave. We have our butter. We're gonna add it to the bowl. It's hot. A 1/2 cup of brown sugar. We have dark brown sugar, but that's what we're using. Pat. 1/2 cup of pecans chopped. I have a heaping 1/2 cup. And I'm gonna give them a quick chop. Okay, I gave those a quick chop, and we're gonna add that to the butter and brown sugar and mix it up. Oh yeah, this part looks rich. This is gonna be sprinkled on top, evenly on top of our pumpkin batter. I poured it on there and then spread it out a little bit to get to the edges. This is where you could place some pecans on top for garnish if you'd like. We're gonna put that in the oven. And we're gonna bake it 40 to 50 minutes. I'm gonna go probably 45. All right, we'll see you then. The picture looks cakier, and it had whole pecans on top. It didn't say to do that. Once it cools, maybe it'll break open. I mean, it smells great though. We'll have to see. I mean, I don't think it can be bad. You can serve this with Cool Whip, a dollop of Cool Whip, or a scoop of vanilla ice cream, but we're gonna have it as is. Looks good. It's not quite as ooey gooey as I thought it'd be. I mean, it's like a pumpkin pie cake. Let's give it a taste. This one is good. Not good. Enjoyable. Enjoy.
We're making Southern Pecan Praline Pie, and we're about to make the crust. And this is what we need: a stick of butter cut into small chunks and chilled, 2 or 3 tablespoons of ice water. We need 2 packed tablespoons brown sugar. We needed a 1.25 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're going to put it all in here and give it a pulse, and then add enough water to bring it into a dough. We have 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. We have our stick of butter cut into small cubes and chilled. We're gonna get 2 good packed tablespoons. Using dark brown sugar here. And 1/2 teaspoon 1/2 teaspoon of table salt. All right. I'm gonna get the lid. Where's the lid? Oh yes, it's pulsy time. I'm using large instead of medium, but you know, I don't like to follow instructions. It says once you turn it out into that, and it says while using a rubber spatula, we're going to fold 3 tablespoons of water into the flour mixture. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of water. Holding together to me, don't you think?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm gonna see very much so holding together. We have flattened into this, into the refrigerator it goes. This is 2 cups of pecans, and I am toasting them.
Pecans?
Yeah.
Pecans. How long do you toast them?
Yeah, it's until you kind of smell them, but they don't burn. So you gotta wiggle them around a good bit.
You put anything in the pan?
No, most of the instructions I've seen for roasting nuts is just in a dry, pan. Still toasting the pecans. I got it on medium-high heat here.
A little more.
Okay, I think a little more. I saw one of them definitely was turning like darker. Take them off and cool them.
And cool them. We did them about, well, until you can smell them and they start to turn colors a little bit. This is the pecan pie.
This is the pecan pie. This is that, Pete and I made this yesterday. It's a little different recipe than the one that I used for the presidential pie.
How did you like the way this made up?
It was very similar, but it didn't have any lard and it didn't have nearly the amount of butter. Yeah, you can see it's a little more crumbly because of it feels quite crumbly.
Yeah, it'll fall apart on you.
Yeah. Gently.
Is it that pliable?
Roll them up onto it. Oh, no. Oh no. I should have used my arm.
Okay. You see that, guys? This is more tender of a crust than
Much more.
the one we used for the presidential.
Yeah, the presidential pie crust is
Easier to work with. kitchen scissors. You're gonna press it with a fork or anything?
It says to flute the edges, and I've been wondering if I'm gonna do that with a fork or if I'm gonna just pinch them up.
Fluting the edges, you could use a fork and smush. He's using his finger to flute the edges, but he just wanted to show you how it would look with the fork. So in case you want to do it one way or the other.
I think I was preferring the finger method. Okay.
So what now?
Back in the fridge.
Back in the fridge to stiffen up a bit for what, a half hour to an hour?
It says at least 40
Frozen pie crust, they wanted it in the freezer for 20 minutes after it was in the refrigerator and cooled. We got our tin foil with our pie weights, which we use the garden lava rocks.
Mm-hmm.
They're found in like grilling or garden department. You can use beans. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Baking weights. There we go.
In for 25 minutes. We have it at 380.
Yep. Then it says at 25 minutes, pull the baking weights and let it toast.
Oh, okay. It's weird that immediately.
Okay, it says to put it in there for a few more minutes too.
Yeah, do you want to put the edge thing on it or since
Probably. There we go.
Nice and toasted. Should melt it in your
A
mouth.
stick of cut up butter. Put it in there. 3/4 of a cup of packed dark brown sugar. This is a teaspoon of salt. Yes. Okay, that's it. We melt her up.
That's like a caramel toffee type sauce. Candied pecan.
So let's cook this over medium heat for about 2 minutes until the sugar is melted and the butter is all nice and homogeneous in there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we are going to remove that from the heat, and we are going to whisk in the eggs one at a time.
Oh. It seems like it was cooking.
There's one. There's two. There's number 3. Okay, now we have to put in a 3/4 of a cup of dark corn syrup.
K-Rose syrup.
They make light corn syrup and dark corn syrup. We need 3/4 of a cup. Two tablespoons of bourbon.
How much? Two tablespoons of bourbon. Show us what bourbon we got.
We got Evan William Kentucky bourbon.
Just Kentucky bourbon.
She tried to give me Jim Beam, but
Bourbon.
I've had issues with Jim Beam.
Does all pecan pie have bourbon?
No, it's a southern pecan pie.
It's southern pecan, that's right.
Okay, so now we got that.
A teaspoon of vanilla extract.
And turn it to the heat. Medium heat. Stir constantly until the mixture is glossy. And warm to the touch. Not really warm yet. Does it look glossy yet? It looks pretty glossy.
It looks glossy. Did it have a
Stick your finger in there, tell me what's up.
I don't want to burn myself. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Did you taste it? That is good.
All right.
Ooh, yummy, yummy.
It says careful not to overheat it. It says if it starts to steam or bubble, to remove it from the heat. It says temperature should be around 130 degrees.
So we want it kind of candified. Oh, it's starting to look a little glossier now.
Yeah, it's 130 degrees all day. Okay.
There we go.
Because they were all kind of broken up maybe a little bit. I don't care about
And we already roasted these, toasted them.
toasted. Nicely toasted. Okay. Like that. And says to put it into your pre-cooked.
So there's no flour or anything in this, just eggs. It's like an egg sweet custard. I didn't even know.
I've never made a pecan pie in my life.
Me neither. I've always really liked them. But they are usually rich.
So I say that you should go for the pumpkin pie when you're at an event that's the least amount of sugar.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you want candy. All right.
All right, there's
what
that.
do we do now?
Now we put it over here in this.
Oh, it has to bake. Oh, yeah. It's got those eggs in it. Oh, yeah. Well, the eggs are tempered. Would that be called tempered? Kind of? I mean, since they were in the hot sauce. Okay, we're using the roasting oven.
Pick that up, please, someone.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because our oven doesn't do a low temperature and it calls for 275 for how long?
45 to 60 minutes.
45 to 60 minutes.
It seems pretty much like it, right?
Yeah. Said to what, press and...
Yeah, see if it was set like
Set.
gelatin. It seems very much like that. It's not liquidy.
Ooh, my finger almost went through it.
Well.
Might be.
You think?
In 10 minutes, we're going to do a repress.
Repress?
Oh, that looks better, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're
And
going to call
it'll
that good.
Yeah. See it wiggle? See it wiggle.
Yep.
All right, now we cool it.
You got to be cool, baby.
It's cooling off. You can see that it's darkening up. And as it's cooling. That looks like a pecan pie. We did it. We made it look like one. Yay.
I think I like my other crust recipe for. We'll see. Feels like it's not gonna release as easy as I want to do. I could be wrong. It came out not too bad. You got most of it.
All right, there's our pecan pie.
Whoa.
That's good.
That's pretty good. I've never made a pecan pie before.
So that's all the pecan desserts we have. Enjoy. Pecans are so good.